Hi everybody, NJ here. I've been hearing from a lot of people that they don't know what to believe. We all seem to agree that there's all this misinformation out there, but we don't know how to navigate it in order to make better decisions. And whether you're making decisions for your health, like should I wear a mask or not, or for your business, should I buy this product or not? Should I hire this person or not? It's really important that we know how to evaluate the information that's given to us so we can make better decisions. So in this video, I'm going to go through some tips for you to think about in terms of the information that you're presented with so that you can kind of root out the bad information and evaluate it and make better decisions. First of all, I want to talk about the initial credibility factor that you look at. Are they using outrageous numbers? It's obvious that they are exaggerating or they're using absolutes. We all know that there are no absolutes in life. And so are they using all people, 100%, or everybody? Are they using numbers that you just know aren't realistic? If they're using a population number that's larger than the population of the earth, that should definitely get alarm bells going off, and you should become very suspect of everything else that they say. Another thing that I see, and it reminds me of the exercise where they tell you, don't think of a pink elephant. And of course you think of a pink elephant because we can't not think of a pink elephant. They use this in, like, I'll give an example. If somebody were selling a product and they were to say, maybe you'll make $1 million, but I'm not promising you're going to make $1 million. They discredit what they said, but it's there in your mind. And so your unconscious mind heard that, it can't unhear it, and it is thinking, oh, I can make $1 million from this. Conspiracy theorist videos, they do that a lot of times. They'll like, did she plant the bomb? I'm not saying she did, or something like that. Next thing that I see happening a lot is drawing conclusions where there'll be two facts that are true that aren't related, but by saying the two facts, they will infer that they are in fact related. An example that I saw in a conspiracy video about Bill Gates was that he's been involved in this humanitarian work with the WHO, improving health conditions in underdeveloped countries. And during this time that he was doing that humanitarian work, his net worth has grown substantially. Now, both are true, but they're making the inference that because he's doing this work and his wealth grew, obviously he's not really doing humanitarian work. He's doing work that is making him rich. Because we happen to own Microsoft stock, I know that in the time that he's been doing this humanitarian work, since he retired from Microsoft and has been full-time with the Bill Gates Foundation, the stock price for Microsoft stock has gone from about $30 a share to about $300 a share. I also happen to know Bill Gates owns 330 million shares of Microsoft stock. Check my math on this, but I think that accounts for about $81 billion in increase in wealth over that time frame. Whether he's making any money doing the humanitarian work that he's doing, I have no idea. But I do know that because of the stock price going up and the amount of stock that he owns, his wealth has substantially increased because of this. But they're just inferring that all of his wealth growth is due to him making deals with pharmaceutical companies in order to get rich. So you just want to be careful of people drawing conclusions that are not really tied together. The other thing that I see is that you want to be aware of averages. Let's say someone is selling a product and they say, on average, people make $1 million in revenue the year after buying my product. Now, let's say 10 people bought it and one person did $10 million and they probably would have done, $10 million anyway, and the other 9 people did nothing. They are accurate in saying $10 million, even though 9 out of 10 people did absolutely nothing in revenue after buying the product. So you just want to be really aware of how averages can skew data, and you want to look at other statistics on top of that. So those are 4 things that you want to look at in regard to the actual information to better evaluate it. Now, you also want to be aware of the source. Who is it that's giving you this information? Is the person identified, or is it some anonymous video? Is it an expert? Are they an expert in that particular field? And even as an expert in that field, would they really have that access to that information just because they're in that area? That doesn't mean that they would know what they're talking about. The other thing is, are they giving an opinion? Or is this something that they have researched, which is 2 totally different things, especially nowadays. A lot of our news is just people expressing an opinion. Being aware of where that information is residing. Is it cable TV? Is it the internet? Neither one of those are regulated by the FCC, so they can pretty much say anything that they want. That doesn't necessarily mean the information is false, but you do want to corroborate it to make sure that it's kind of backed up and where that information, why it is that they think that that is true. Something that I found just recently, it's a website called scholar.google.com. When you do a Google search, just all this crazy stuff comes up. You know, somebody in another country or with no experience whatsoever can put together a website and say basically anything. But scholar.google.com is scholarly articles that have been peer reviewed. If you want to know whether or not masks are effective against the coronavirus, you know, homemade masks, instead of doing a regular Google search, which who knows the quality of that information that's coming up, a lot of it's just going to be people who are throwing out their opinions. This is a site that you can go to and you can actually see the studies that have been done and read those and come to a conclusion on your own. These are some things that I think would really help you to evaluate information in order to make better decisions. For more tips and ideas, there's a book, Weaponized Lies, by Daniel Levine, or I think it's Levine. He also did a Google talk, so you can do a Google search and then you can just watch that talk that he did that kind of goes into a lot of the examples that he used. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of the decisions that you make. The decisions that we make are only as good as the information that we base them on. And so I think that it's really important that all of us work in order to evaluate the information that is presented to us so that we can make better decisions. And I hope this video has helped you to be able to do that better. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'd love to hear from you. That's it. Have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.